See, we are now in the middle of the sea. Here is the place where we stay. The sea are taking everything away.
People within Little Haiti have started seeing signals for climate change gentrification.
Money, 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 money. Money, 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 money. It's money. We get pushed out. We gentrify.
The ocean for me is such a hard place because there were all of these challenges, these racial tensions, and that just builds on the fear. So for me, it says we need all hands on deck to ensure that these little ones that are growing up become ocean guardians in their own right. They are able to advocate for the protection of our ocean.
Alabana, Chapogona, Miwadora, Chapogu.
A cassia that shall fear. Matanya Firebro. I can't have what time of Doroco, you come, you know. You never know, wrong to it, you know, Pon do me bear. Near one. Ayina, a Konayashi.
I was born here. I was born at Pumama. My fathers too, they were here before they died.
This was once a classroom where kids used to play and got educated, but this time it's been reduced to a scene of no activity because of the level of destruction caused by increasing tidal waves. Global warming is causing a significant rise in sea levels, making the erosion worse. The advancing coastline has already swallowed up these homes, and residents here tell me they fear losing everything.
So here is a performer. We are now in the middle of the sea. Yeah. So here is the place where we stay. Before the sea are taking the land away. I'm having my own house, 12 decent rooms. The sea are taking everything away. You see the tidal waves of the sea. Nobody can stay here.
I don't know one of my if you dunk a cafamata. Let me know, you come in upon an Mika or Vagrata, Kakui, Gada Shubu. Me no manage me. Here, let a gamma like a fitty hard to go. Marchello and Matty and Yagaba.
When I started my fishing, it's about 40 to 50 years now. When I stay at home, everything is easy for me.
I love him. Tapuran Sunabo. I gave you a few kata near Niba Milagia, which Makata, Chavahota, Bazuka. Nabana Kamataga from Nabalichan. Mikata, Chapomako, Mikata Miponan Luna. Kakeo him both the Tavana Mako, Abazupuba, New Jabogak Pocovia, Mugak Mabachano.
I fear me no mammy tally. Ain't ye? Name me a few war, many the cogamino.
Arpoman Mila. Miam blashe for But we mean na menu ko yamba na mi va ju mo bla gbalaka. Na no nwie no vi ke hia. I ko ni akpana ramuchi. De over mi anu. Na mara pa o hogba. O va fleku blo mo va so akbara amuchi mata mi ro so.
When we trace the history, formally, the impact is not great like this. Let me be frank with you, I am scared. If nothing is done, the whole community will be gone.
But what you judge a biome of children, and Nalia Vacola Fia. I cannot fear Gabuo, because you're my meddling Bajicata, actually.
The money which they have to use to construct the defense wall, it will be in billions. You know that it's somehow difficult for government to raise that money. So usually we seek support from international community for this coastal protection so that our people can live well in the community they want to stay.
We are crying for our children. Maybe tomorrow I won't be here. You don't know where they will stay. So we have to fight place for them before we go.
Joint is mushrooms. Ooh, that smells good.
My name is Francois Alexandre. I was born in Haiti, also known as Haiti, and I came here in the United States in 1996 at the age of 10. Little Haiti has been here for such a long time. This place became a place of resurrection for myself in terms of my cultural identity. The Little Haiti is very vibrant. You can smell the culture, the seasoning. This is definitely inside the United States, but feel very foreign. Majority of the properties that are in TIET, Little Haiti, these properties are way overdue for renovations. They're way overdue to either be destroyed and to be built back up.
Madam Renita Holmes, Miami born and raised. I'm an African-American inner city woman that loves my city and loves my community. Since I moved, I haven't unpacked this time. This is my 4th move in 3 years. The housing unit where there's so many issues of mold, moisture, no drains, to me, my health changed when I came over. So curtains are a luxury, and that's what aluminum foil does in making sure that covering my windows keeps the humidity down.
I own a restaurant and I've been here 5 years now, and basically the rent in 1 year, less than 1 year, has doubled. Now I'm thinking, what could happen in a couple of months? That was the famous burrito, or what we call in Honduras, baleada. And I've been talking to some of my customers. Some of my customers I no longer see. And we were like, where is so-and-so? And then all of a sudden they'll find us on Facebook and they'll leave us comments that they left to Georgia, that they left to Texas. I'm not feeling secure. I'm already thinking about other cities, maybe other states even possibly. I feel like I am going to be displaced.
There is an ironic phenomenon at play here. This higher ground, further away from the coast, at one time was more affordable because it was the least desirable place to be. Now there is a certain irony that those places may indeed become much more desirable. My name is William Butler, and I'm a professor at Florida State University. And my areas of research are in environmental planning, broadly speaking. I can't speak specifically to whether climate gentrification or climate change gentrification is a key or the key driver of gentrification pressure in Little Haiti. What's clear is that gentrification pressure is very well underway. People within Little Haiti have started seeing signals for climate change gentrification being part of the dynamic that they're facing. That adds one more layer to drivers of displacement of lower income people who are the most stressed in the context of climate change in the first place.
Little Haiti has been underinvested in for almost 50 years. We can't make investment the boogeyman because people won't invest into an area unless they believe there's a future. I've been involved in Little Haiti for about 22 years. You know, Little Haiti is at 18 feet above sea level, most of it in general, and that's higher than other parts of Miami, and it's not necessarily in a floodplain. So I do believe that there are investors that will invest, you know, it will influence their investment decisions to come to a place like Little Haiti. Every major urban area across the globe is experiencing gentrification, and Miami is experiencing it more than other places, not only Little Haiti, and not just because of climate. You have rapid inflation that doubled the national average, huge influx of high net worth individuals, and so I don't think that Little Haiti is unique to displacement or gentrification or any of it, and I don't think any of it is intentional.
Money, 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 money. Money, 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 money. It's money. They monopolize on a lot of us, and we got displaced. We get pushed out. We gentrify. Thus, you have climate gentrification. Buy cheap, sell high. If we don't tell our stories, if we don't expose it, they'll just build on top of it. It'll be a concrete city. People are beginning to wake up now.
There's 9:21. The subject is resilience.
It's positive that I'm learning now to take care of the land and watch policies. Having a place to live or having a place for your children to play that's safe is motivation enough for me.
This is Mayor Daniela Levine. When I actually started in activism, I learned a lot.
Climate gentrification is real. It was coined first here, and some of those lands are a little higher, and they have traditionally been for lower income people, and now the land is very valuable. So we have to work super, super hard to make sure that we can house our people as well as build a more resilient future.
What has been inequitable and upside down is our response in the African American and inner city community to the issue of climate change.
I'm planning for run for office as commissioner because that's where policy is made, but not where policy is enforced. Like I said, I'm resilient, I'm empowered. Yeah, as long as I got empowerment, resilience, and a voice, yeah. I live here.
If you know about Black history, when was the last time Black people have not been displaced in America? To those people who is investing in our community, we say that we are here, so do not leave us out. We're here to build, we're here to be resilient, and out of the ashes of Little Haiti rises TIET and bonsoir, bonjour. That's what we're here to do.
My name is Natalia Zuo. I'm 35 years old, based in Cape Town, South Africa. I became South Africa's first black female freediving instructor. I'm also known as the Black Mermaid. I grew up in Soweto, a landlocked area nowhere near the ocean. When we were growing up, there was no idea of a world that existed past our immediate. The challenge of connection to the ocean, particularly in black communities, is the internal story that you grow up with. So when I was growing up, every single time there was a drowning, whether by a river close to my grandmother's or later on out at sea, it would be said that a snake took the child. And so you grow up with this stay away from all big bodies of water, and it causes a fear inside your body. And then externally, as you grow up, there's this narrative of how, oh, but black people don't swim. This narrative lives around us, but very quickly it becomes internalized. And that just builds on the fear. The first time I saw the ocean, I was about 12 years old. And then in 2016, I go on the snorkel trip. As we went on to jump into the water, I started freaking out. I'm drowning, it is messy. In the moments that follow is a self-to-self, calm down. And as I look beneath the surface of the water, the vast and overwhelming of the blues. And there were these yellow fish that were moving just below. And most incredibly was just seeing the floor of the ocean, and it felt like there was this light beneath it. And those were the sun rays on the coral reef. It was the most beautiful thing I'd ever seen in my life. I fell in love.
When we're growing up, to braid your hair is generally the easiest way to keep it protected.
When I started diving, I was always the only black person on the boat as a guest. Whether it's language, whether it's your wetsuit not fitting, whether it's someone asking, are you gonna dive with all of that hair? And you're just like, what does it mean to remind me that I'm the outsider? My friends would also say, why do you do white people things?
Boom. And then we're ready to go diving.
The ocean for me is such a hard place because it holds so much history around black bodies. There were all of these challenges, these racial tensions, because in South Africa, people were jailed for being at the wrong beaches, never mind being dispossessed of their ocean-facing homes. There's the physical history that creates a disassociation as to who belongs in the water and who doesn't. When I qualified as a freediving instructor in 2020, I knew one thing. I did not want to work in a dive shop, continuing the norm. I wanted to use this certificate to be able to bring change in my community.
I was born here in Langa, I stay here in Langa, I studied here in Langa, I work here in Langa. So I'm a Langanian. Ulanga is turning 100 this year. Ulanga being the first black township, recognized and all that stuff. So for me, being Kwalanga is an honor. Ulanga is overpopulated. There are no safe spaces. There are no spaces for children to play. There are no recreational facilities, Kwalanga. You can't even find a conference center, Kwalanga.
So we work through the Langa Community Advice Center, and they bring us the kids and we go out on our ocean excursions.
Baby.
Every single time I'm in the water with one of the youngest ones, I always see little Zandi. There's this fear when we go out into the water, this shaking hands holding onto the boy, and somewhere along the way, you hear it's a starfish. No one wants to get out the water. All I need is curiosity.
The girls are done.
The Ocean Hub for me is a safe space for the kids to dream. I feel like that's an important way to expand worlds that can feel very tiny and very suffocating.
To go and see the container.
Yeah.
And then do some graffiti.
Okay, because I first thought we could get like an artist to paint the outside and then the kids can do the hands.
I try my best to make sure that the program gets grounded Kwalanga.
The container, and we're trying to work at like getting a good spot for it.
Exactly.
Exactly. Mr. VNA.
There's your container.
There it is. Oh, it's so good to see it. There's our baby girl. Look at the space. Look how massive it is. It's a humpback whale.
The idea that we need to protect and save our oceans cannot be done by a minimal part of the population. That's been a very difficult world in trying to communicate climate change problems, rising ocean levels. It's hard to have that discussion when it feels like this white ocean has always been advocated by white people.
Oh. My thighs are strong.
So for me, it says we need all hands on deck to ensure that these little ones that are growing up become ocean guardians in their own right. They are able to advocate for the protection of our ocean. And I think it starts by creating space for access, allowing that natural connection, because in that connection is a level of ownership, and in that ownership is ultimately protection.